In light of Mother's Day, I would like to dedicate this video to my wonderful mother. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. This video is for you. I would like to address some passages in Mark chapter 2, in particular verses 1 through 5. Here we have the account of Jesus preaching in someone's home, and there seems to have been a great number of people in the house with him crowding around to see him. So many people that they may have been overflowing out the doors, maybe some were looking in through the windows. There's just a great number of people. The text draws attention to 4 people in particular who were carrying their friend who was paralyzed, and they wanted to bring him to Jesus, obviously in hopes that Jesus might heal him. But we see that there were so many people that these 4 people who were carrying their poor friend could not get to Jesus. But because of their strong faith and their determination, they improvised and went on top of the roof, the house somehow, and managed to put a hole in the roof and then lower their sickly friend on his bed before Jesus. Now, what I want to draw your attention to is what Jesus does in response to this. It says in Mark chapter 2, verses 5, that when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven." And later on, we read that he heals him as well. Now, how did Jesus see their faith? Of course, he being God could see it in their hearts, but he also could see their faith through their actions, through the work they engage in to bring their friend to him. The faith of these friends was not a dead faith. It was an active, vibrant, enthusiastic faith, a faith that could be seen. It was faith that kept them from letting this great opportunity go and led them to take decisive action. Their faith led them to overcome obstacles, to do the out of the ordinary, to accomplish a noble, righteous goal. And it was when Jesus saw this faith, this determined faith, that he ended up granting them the desires of their hearts and healed their friend. There are many things that could be said about this passage, but one way it applies to us is in regard to our prayer lives, in regard to us bringing our unsaved, spiritually paralyzed loved ones, so to speak, before the feet of Christ, that they might be healed and have their sins forgiven. Namely, that we must have a vibrant, determined faith that enables us to overcome obstacles that can tend to keep us from praying. Such obstacles as various amusements, Facebook, smartphones, entertainment, unbelief, depression, anxiety, physical weariness, all sorts of things. Some of these obstacles can be quite formidable, and they can tend to distract us and deaden our sensitivity to spiritual realities and hinder us from achieving our spiritual goal of bringing the spiritually sick to Christ. This is why we need to have a strong, determined faith, as these 4 friends did. Remember that determination often leads to improvisation. When we are determined to achieve a goal, we generally will not be easily stopped, and we will try to improvise and find a way to achieve our goal. So it is that although there may be obstacles in our life to keep us from prayer, if we have a determined faith, we will tend to find ways to overcome them. We will go through the roof, so to speak. We will take action, and we will discipline ourselves and keep watch over ourselves so that we don't get overly fixated on the cares of this life and neglect the never-dying souls of our unsaved loved ones who are in danger of going through their whole lives in a sad state of spiritual paralysis and ending up being tormented forever in the lake of fire because they never had their sins forgiven. Lastly, please realize that although you may be faithful in bringing people before Christ regularly, they may end up never saved and healed. And that can be trying to one's faith. But realize that even if they never get saved, even if they're never healed, remember that when Christ sees your determined faith, he is still nevertheless pleased. When he sees your faith leading you to take action to bring people to him, that stirs his heart and he finds joy in that.